and it's not really juries deciding the truth. They're really deciding who told the best story.
Well, I don't know, Ray, that's so cynical.
I know, but I mean, haven't seen it and talk about the CSI and all the things that you need to bring in to solidify what you're doing. It's all about, because a lot of times when you have cases, unless there's a smoking gun, most of it is
Right.
circumstantial. So it's
It
all.
also makes sense. I
Mhm.
mean, I've seen that if they're telling a really good story, and I've seen defense attorneys, like, try all kinds of different stories, and it just
Yeah.
after sort of like it just doesn't make sense, and I've seen juries understand that, even though they're great storytellers, and generally, in a lot of cases, especially the big ones, better than the prosecutors that they're up against. I mean, in state court. In federal court, you usually have a battle of equals. I mean, often, because those jobs, at least coming out of law school, those federal prosecutor jobs are sought by a lot of really ambitious, good lawyers that have done well in school and are really good at what they do. The state ones, it's kind of learning on your feet, too many cases. It's a bit more difficult, I think. But I've been impressed with. I've seen some federal prosecutors that are every bit as good as the high priced defense attorneys that are like superstars. But yeah, it is about the narrative. It's got to make sense. I mean, the jurors are kind of common sense, and it generally, unless there's like some sort of political thing going on underneath, like we saw with like OJ, or a racism thing or some other motive where they're reacting to their shared experience instead of to what they're listening to, you get to the right place a lot of times.
I've had attorneys, defense attorneys, I swear to God, where they cried during the closing statement. They cried in front of the jury about how their client could never have done this. And they bring the tears, and you could see people almost engaging with the emotion that's being exhibited by the attorney. It's amazing how easy people can be influenced. And then there's some that can't, but I mean, I've seen it all throughout my.
Yeah, I believe that. I mean, we used to joke here that unless you caught the person like actually stabbing someone on video in Los Angeles, you're out of luck. I mean, it has to be a videotape murder, and even then, the defense could still mount, could do something and get the person off. I mean, there was a lot of that after OJ, and when I went to Mississippi to cover one of the trials that's in my book, they said to me, they go, it's not going to be any OJ around here. It was
Right.
5-day murder trial. You're going to see the swift fist of Mississippi justice. And 5 days later, the woman is convicted and on her way to prison. And I was like, oh my God, probably 2 days of motions before the trial started. And and polite as can be, great lawyers on both sides, state level. I mean, great, or it's the South. They have some great speakers. I mean, they know how to spin a yarn, both sides. And she was off. And I remember talking to the law enforcement. They go, they didn't even do this or they didn't do that. And he goes, this is not LA. And we're not all obsessed with the box office. That's what they call HBO.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just depends also what part of the country you're in. Because I mean, I don't see anybody caring if someone's crying in
Mhm.
Idaho.
True.
This trial's like there.
I think if you watch the movie My Cousin Vinny, you'll get a good example of how some of these trials run in the
It's a
South.
good
And
movie.
Yeah.
it is
Good
on
movie.
multiple levels, and
Yeah.
even for expert witnesses and the skill sets they need.